The Supreme Court striking down Louisiana's most recent congressional map, saying it was an illegal gerrymander. The ruling will go into effect immediately. Justice Samuel Alito's concurrence with the majority opinion released yesterday. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson leading the dissent. Now, the state legislature is now allowed to redraw the district ahead of this year's midterm election. This potentially gives Republicans a greater advantage, an additional seat. I want to bring in Louisiana Congressman and House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Congressman, I first want to get your reaction to this late breaking news from the Supreme Court.
Well, Cheryl, morning. Good to be with you. And a lot of people expected this decision, frankly, thought it would come earlier. But ultimately, what the court decided was you can no longer racially gerrymander. And that doesn't just apply to Louisiana. So I know a lot of states are looking at how to go and, make sure their state maps are properly drawn. And ultimately, that is the job of state legislatures, to properly draw maps without these courts coming in and forcing them to do things that ultimately the U.S. Supreme Court just said was unconstitutional.
All right. So I wanted to get your reaction to that. I also want to talk to you about this briefing that we just got from Secretary Hegseth. The briefing is actually ongoing right now. We're monitoring these for comments, but a couple of big headlines out of that. First off, he said the ceasefire is not over. That was one headline. And then he also said that 2 commercial ships, 2 destroyers have crossed the strait. He made it very clear that in this briefing that Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz. And that they realize that they're in a losing position. I wanted to get your reaction to that, because, again, all of this will once again bring up the issue of the War Powers Act. That's going to be a conversation on the Hill again, sir. Your thoughts?
Yes, and, what you've seen President Trump and Secretary Hegseth say is that they're going to make sure that they open up the Strait of Hormuz to commercial traffic. Now, for Iranian vessels, it's going to be another story, and it's clearly having a devastating impact on Iran's economy, which, by the way, also affects Iran's friends around the world. This is not a good country you want to be friends with, and China needs to take note of that. But for everybody else, and you look at all the other neighbors in the Middle East, they're all siding with the United States in this conflict because they don't want a nuclear-armed Iran, and they don't want these radicals controlling the Strait of Hormuz and the flow of oil around the world.
Well, and the more energy production that we have, the more refining capacity we have, the better it is for the state of Louisiana. And this is for businesses large and for businesses small. And the SBA did kick off National Small Business Week. President Trump did highlight the contributions of entrepreneurs in our country. And Maria spoke with Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler on this program yesterday about impacts of the Big Beautiful Bill and how it's helping these small businesses. I want you to watch this.
This working family tax cuts was all about Main Street. That's what President Trump designed, was a bill for hardworking Americans, our small business owners, their employees, the factory workers, no tax on tip, no tax on overtime. But what it meant to small business is that they now have the benefit of thousands of dollars of tax relief to reinvest in their business, to grow and hire. And we know that small businesses create most new jobs across America.
Congressman, your reaction seems like an affordability story for the midterms.
It truly is. And, Secretary Loeffler's been doing a great job of representing the Trump administration on behalf of small businesses, which are the lifeblood of our economy. Every big business pretty much started off as a small business and grew. And so you want to continue to have that lifeblood. And what we did when we were building the working families tax cut is we said, how can we most benefit small businesses and working families? You look at no tax on overtime. It's been a tremendous boom to blue-collar workers. These are people who maybe are living paycheck to paycheck and just realized when they filed their taxes a few weeks ago, they got thousands of dollars back because of that great benefit. Small businesses, a lot of positive benefits to help small businesses grow, hire more workers, expand in their business, bonus depreciation, immediate expensing. Those are things that let small businesses grow in America. And so you're seeing a lot of business growth in this country, which is a good thing. And President Trump really focused on that. And so, I think you're going to see continued job growth this year. It's going to continue to help the economy grow. It's going to put more money in the pockets of working families. That's really what matters to families. They're going to see their gas prices come down when Iran gets resolved. And having the Strait of Hormuz open back up again is going to help that. But ultimately, seeing interest rates come down, seeing inflation come down, that's what the working families tax cut was designed to do. And small businesses are benefiting the most, as well as working families.
Right. It's all about that affordability story. Sir, I want to ask you about this. The House passing the Farm Bill last week. There was several months of stalling on it. This is the furthest a Farm Bill has gotten in Congress since it was reauthorized back in 2018. The legislation is full of significant updates to food and agricultural programs, but it's still facing an unclear path here. There's a lot of disagreement in the Senate. And the upper chamber reportedly is targeting a markup in late May or early June, Congressman. I want to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, this was an incredibly important piece of legislation to pass. And with a narrow majority, look, over and over again, the far left loves trying to count out the Republicans in Congress, and yet we delivered for Americans, farmers. I mean, you think about farmers, that is middle America. That the people that put food on our tables. And it's by the way, it's a large, over 40% of America's economy is tied to agriculture. So getting another 5-year farm bill has been a top priority. Chairman G.T. Thompson and the Agriculture Committee put months of work into building this bill, and it was a bipartisan vote. We got Democrats, along with almost every Republican, to pass this bill out of the House last week. It was a major achievement, and it gives the Senate a really good template now. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They've got a really strong bill to work with that was built by listening to America, listening to farmers all across this country, the people that grow our food and that provide all the things that basically make our economy work so well in America. So I hope the Senate takes it up and moves it, because it's an important bill to our country.
Yeah, well, we're going to be watching, of course, that. I also want to ask you about this, because California Democrat Ted Lieu posted the phrase 8647 on X. This directly references the slogan at the heart of James Comey's indictment. And the congressman framed the post as a prediction of failure of the DOJ, suggesting the case against Comey is going to collapse and that his win damages, he'll win damages for selective prosecution. And then acting AG Todd Blanche, he says, is going to be disbarred in all of this. But this is just days after President Trump faced a third assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents' Center. You were there, Congressman, that night. I want to get your reaction to these comments from Ted Lieu.
It's disgusting. And frankly, when you look at now the third, as you mentioned, assassination attempt on President Trump, we've seen a rise in political violence from the left. It's not happening on both sides. Everybody knows that. And it's language like that. It's rhetoric like that, inciting just the far left base of the party, some of these unhinged people. And it only takes one. In the case of this California man who just decided, I'm going to take a train to California and try to kill the president and everybody else in that room. And that was his intention. I was there. It was chaos. But luckily, he was not successful because of the brave men and women in the Secret Service who stopped him. But, if they didn't stop him, his intention was to kill everybody, because he's seeing this kind of insightful language from the left. They need to stop saying these kind of things and recognize it's having an impact in trying to incite people to go kill other Americans. I mean, do you have any humanity and care for your fellow human being? I mean, let's go fight and win elections at the ballot box. That's how America has always done it. Yeah. You don't resort to political violence. It's never acceptable.
Well, and you were a victim of that in 2017 at the baseball game, and I'll never forget that, Congressman. You are safe. The president is safe. And of course, that gunman, of course, was stopped by Secret Service, and we commend them for that. Steve Scalise, it's great to see you, sir. Thank you for being here.
God bless you. Thank you.